What could be worse than killing your own child and your own child's mother?
July 2026. Nashville, Tennessee. The man at that defense table is Blaise Taylor, 30 years old, a former scout for the Tennessee Titans, the son of a college football coach. In a matter of minutes, a jury will tell him what the rest of his life looks like. But this story really starts 3 years earlier, with a drink he handed to his pregnant girlfriend. Jade Benning was 25, and she was expecting a baby girl. She already had a name picked out, Ivy. Prosecutors say the father was Blaise Taylor, and that he never wanted this child. On the night of February 25, 2023, Taylor came to Jade's Nashville apartment for a date night. By the end of it, she was in an ambulance. Earlier that night, Jade had been on the phone with her best friend. What that friend heard on the line would become the heart of this entire trial.
She proceeded to say, I knew my drink tasted funny, and as I'm talking to her, she was not necessarily responding back to me. It was almost like they were having a conversation and I was just listening to the conversation.
With jury selection just days away.
No, I think she's having a lunch reaction. We were getting cookies and painting, and she said she wasn't feeling good, and I'm running back to the room.
We found her in the bedroom to the right of this kitchen. She was on the bed. It looked like a comforter that she was on, and she was face down. We immediately noticed that she was unresponsive. She didn't respond to us flipping her over on her back, and we noticed that she had some kind of fluid around her mouth.
It's important to note the defense.
Jade was rushed to the hospital. Her baby didn't survive. Days later, Jade was gone too. She died on her 25th birthday. The autopsy found a fatal dose of cocaine in her system. Taylor, who had left Tennessee, was arrested and brought back to Nashville, where a judge set his bond at $2.5 million.
I asked him again, I'm like, yo, listen, please tell me you didn't do something to that girl.
Now in court, we heard opening statements from the night of the incident, with Taylor speaking to officers.
She was throwing up and shaking, so then I called my dad and I was like, hey, I don't know what to do, and he was like, call 911, so immediately after I called 911, they kind of walked me through what to do, turn on her side, and wipe up her mouth, all that stuff. Had she been drinking it all the night or anything? Yeah, not the alcohol. I didn't have alcohol or anything like that. There's no alcohol.
At trial, the state's theory was simple: Taylor dissolved cocaine into Jade's drink, because she refused to end the pregnancy. The defense told a completely different story, that Jade used drugs herself, and that the state got the science wrong. So the whole case came down to the experts.
I know you put something in my drink. I knew my drink tasted funny. Let me see what's in your pocket. Let me see. I know you put something in my drink because I can't even walk straight. I can't feel my legs. You put something in my drink. You did this so something would happen to the baby.
How do you put that much cocaine in somebody?
Have a seat, Ms. Collins. Just ask your question in a reasonable manner.
Dr. Lindsay, you have heard 3 experts testify that it was ingested and it had to be a liquid. It was in her drink.
What I'm saying is we don't know whether she ingested it orally or whether through insufflation or whether injection. We just don't know because the numbers don't tell us, and the only reliable numbers we have are from.
The jury needed about 2 hours. Guilty, on all 4 counts. Second-degree murder of Jade. First-degree premeditated murder of her unborn daughter. And 2 counts of felony murder. Then came the only question left: how long?
Look at my child.
every Mother's Day I feel guilty that he's still here. And my sister doesn't have her little girl anymore.
People ask, are you okay? And I always say yes. But behind closed doors, I'm not.
The best outcome today is the rest of his life in prison, 60 years in prison, with maybe in 51 years he goes up for parole. He's 30 years now. At 80 he goes up for parole. That's the best outcome for today. You don't have to give him life without the possibility of parole. You can give him the opportunity to try for rehabilitation. You can give him the opportunity to work.
What this man's actions have done to the people who loved Jade Benning and would have loved Ivy and did while she was in the womb.
Now, the state did point out that
For the 3 first-degree convictions, the jury's answer was life in prison. Taylor won't be eligible for parole until he has served at least 51 years. He's 30. He would be 81 years old. And in September, a judge adds the sentence for Jade's murder, up to 25 more years on top. Taylor declined to say a single word to the jury. His lawyers insist he is innocent, and they're promising an appeal. But as of tonight, the man who dialed 911 while Jade was dying has 51 years to think about what that jury believed. If you want real courtrooms and real sentences, the gavel drops here every week. Subscribe.